So, Poppy Playtime, the game series that you probably have heard of, for either being the game that caused the mascot horror era we're in, and or the fastest and kinda shocking redemption I have ever seen for a game series. Fast because it was only 1 or 2 years after the first chapter released, and not surprising because, yeah. But with the large amount of time between the game's second and third chapter, and if you only cared for Poppy, you were kinda fine. With multiple updates and some people making predictions, animations, and theories on what Chapter 3 could have looked like, to the point I can make a video solely on that alone. But something that Poppy, aside from everything that I listed, spawned was content farms. You probably have the basic idea of what they are, but to keep it brief, content farms are channels that milk a topic that's popular for as long as humanly possible. And one of those channels being Buggy Huggy, Coach Pickles, my beloved. If the name didn't give it away, they were /are/were potentially in the future a Poppy content farm that made a full Poppy Chapter 3 series that I think was before we had the gas mask teaser, or maybe sometime after that. But there were fan animations before that teaser to go off. So with that out of the way, let's get into a content farm version of Poppy Chapter 3 when we barely knew anything about Chapter 3. Also, if you enjoy this video and want more like it, subscribe. You know the basic YouTuber junk. Alright, with that out of the way, let's start with So, this is actually the most interesting part of all these videos, but you would probably think this would be an almost 2-hour video of all the Chapter 3 content by Buggy, but his Chapter 3 is actually split into 3 separate videos, either intentional or not, but I find it interesting because with later trends, Buggy would make a large compilation. Hell, even with his Chapter 4 videos, there's a large compilation, but split into seasons. Probably season 1 is just him making up stuff, and season 2 is when we actually know about Chapter 4. I just wanted to say that before we see the best, and I mean best, Poppy character, BoogieBot. So actually getting into part 1, it starts with the ending of Chapter 2, with the train crash. Remember this because it's probably the best looking thing out of all 3 parts, because it's made by Mob themselves. But after hazily getting up from the crash and pulling the brakes for some reason, Kissy helps us and pulls off the door, then disappears. And we walk and reach Playcare! I should probably explain why there's a flower and why the area looks almost exactly like the game center from Chapter 2. So, for a while before we had any hints of the smiley critters existing, people thought the flower character named Daisy, who was actually meant to be in Chapter 2, replacing Bunzo. But getting back on topic, people thought Daisy would have been the main villain of Chapter 3. Alright, with that out of the way, now back to Peak. We enter Playcare and explore, and see Daisy do their Son from FNAF impression. And we have to find the Daisy key for the Daisy door, or the Daisy lock. So we find the Daisy key and leave Playcare after a chase sequence with Daisy, and fall into a pit and wake up in a prison cell. Oh, I'm not kidding. Daisy yaps and Kissy shows up and gives us the yellow hand, which another thing people thought would be added in Chapter 3. More hands, which, comparing it to the final game, they weren't wrong. And we break out of the cell, and Kissy decides it's the best time to tell us what her favorite Kamen Rider series is. It's Kuga. And a mysterious figure does not like Kuga, so they take her away. Have you noticed anything yet? If you haven't already noticed, It's that everything I've described happened like back to back, no breaks in between, with very little room to breathe. And we are only 4 minutes in this video. So for the sake of not melting my brain further, because Banban has already done that, I will only be describing important and notable stuff for the rest of the video. So after passing the toys in a weird cat bee and candy cat hybrid, which left me utterly just surprised genuinely when first reacting to this. So after a chase sequence with other imprisoned toys, we make it to a room and have another chase sequence with PJ and just straight up just kill him. Like he doesn't return, he's just dead. And go into a security room and see Baby Longlegs is the one doing all of this. Why? I couldn't tell you, nor do I really care for this character. Where is Buggy Bot? Getting back on track. We make our way through a tunnel and get the loudest jump scare in the video, and wake up Kissy in a cell and see Baby Longlegs has put an evil device on her. A fucking pipe bomb, I'm not kidding. On Kissy, so we need to play a weird version of CSGO to save Kissy. Or go into the sewers, that works too. We explore before having to escape the sewers from shitty icky. We take an elevator back up and I swear to God it plays Banban music. Like this has to be a Banban track, right? Anyways, we unlock a safe and defuse the bomb. Counter-terrorist, oh never mind. So I'm not saying his actual name. Dad Longlegs shows up and saves us, and we pass out for some reason and wake up and see writing on the wall left by Kissy. And Buggy does something I actually really like, which isn't saying much for content form, but it's something. Kissy tries to hide from us for our own safety because she doesn't want to eat us and hurt us, which is very, very simple character writing. Anyways, we escape Kissy and meet up with Dad Longlegs again. We help him set up a way to help Kissy in this fucking gremlin return. I hate him so much. So a climactic finale starts with Baby knocking out Kissy and family arguments ensue. Cool. Kissy gets back up and fights before getting thrown into a survival horror red barrel. And Baby Longlegs dies. Thank fucking God. We put out the fire and Kissy is in critical condition. I'm gonna skip to the end because nothing really happens between then. So we make our way down to a room that is a recreation of the official Chapter 3 teaser. The first one with the red mask. With audio that I can't tell if it's from the teaser or not. And we approach the mask and yeah, it does that. So that was part 1, and if you can't tell, Buggy lost the plot of exploring Playcare and the stuff Playtime Co did to Baby Longlegs is being annoying. And some characters just straight up disappear and aren't acknowledged again. Like, remember Daisy, the weird cat bee and candy cat hybrid? Neither does Buggy. So, on to not part 2. Let me explain. I did watch and record my reaction to all of Buggy's parts, and the second part is more or less the same, with a even weirder ending to part 1, if you can believe that. I also recorded this reaction directly after watching Better Call Saul, Season 6, Episode 7. And if you know, you know. There is one thing that I did want to highlight that I actually really like, and it's the employee VHS tapes that explain the different sections or in-universe game testing things. Granted, they're not the hardest to make, but the effort to make it feel kind of official goes the long way. And I know this is a slop content farm, and quality or fucking continuity is probably the last thing on Buggy's mind, but the effort to make him feel that it goes a long way. So with that all out of the way, let's watch part 3 and see how Buggy ends his version of Poppy Chapter 3. So, starting off, we no longer have chapters in these videos. By chapters, I mean the little YouTube segment chapter things. It's gonna be a long video. And we pick up where part 2 ended, and back to us helping the prototype revive Dad Longlegs. The prototype. Anyways, we turn a valve and I think awaken Dad. We then notice a door and find Killy Willy. Yes, that's its official name. Yes, the bootleg is official. And run away and get saved by the prototype. Quickly go and check on Dad, and he's probably just sleepwalking. Run back and turn on gas to stop Killy Willy, but he has a mask. Oh no! So that's great. The prototype helps us fight, and I don't think Buggy remembers this character was or is the main villain of the franchise. Skipping a little ahead because I'm actively losing my mind watching this, and a year's worth of sanity I spent recovering. We're able to kill Killy. Yes, English is my first language. Why do you ask? Dad has a mental breakdown. Oh, you think I'm joking? But he does, and we return to the sewers. Shitty Icky is back. Let's fucking go. We walk around the sewers before seeing a pair of red eyes. And before hearing Poppy's voice for some reason, we make it to a room and see Poppy.exe. Oh no. Are there Poppy creepypastas actually? Now I'm curious. Anyways, she jumps at us and we throw her against the wall, and zombie Zaggy appears. I should probably check if these aren't story. So we grab Eve from Bioshock 1 and run away and meet back up with the gang or the team or whatever this group is called. Then we take an elevator before I think Mommy cuts the elevator line thing and drops it. We make it to Mommy's workshop. I can't do it anymore. I can't do this anymore. I'm just gonna skip to the end and then pass out from Benadryl. I wrote that in the script. So skipping to the last minute of the video, Dad, the player, and Baby Longlegs, he's back, I guess, I don't know, are fighting evil Kissy and her army of mommies. God, what the fuck is this script? And Baby and Dad get knocked out and reinforcements show up, and Baby gets back up and it just ends. It just ends. That's it. I'm free. Yeah, that's where it left off. On a cliffhanger that never got resolved. And I have a reason as to why. And that reason is Buggy just ran out of ideas. As basic as an answer that is, it's not too far of a guess. The main reason I can think is Banban. Hear me out. After Poppy started to lose steam for content farms with the 2-year in-between of Chapter 2 and 3, which that dev time went into the spin-off project Playtime, something would have to fill that void for content farms. That fill would be Banban. And it worked for a long time. Long enough for Banban to lose steam and Poppy to come back with Chapter 3, which is both funny and kind of impressive.
Hey, remember me? It's me, Nulphius. Wait, you are not one of the kids. I'm sorry, but I have to tell Sulfius about you right away. He won't be happy.
So, in conclusion, what did I think of Buggy Huggy's Poppy Chapter 3? I liked the Kissy being hungry and distancing herself from the player. Yeah, there's not much here to like, really. I'm not really surprised, given the whole point of a content farm is to make slop and profit. Quality is probably the last thing on their minds, and I can't really complain because they make money. Unless the thumbnails are weird as fuck.